What is up, Call of Duty Nation? I'm your host, the Jack of all trades. Let's get right into the news. Now, our story today comes from Activision, and apparently they are sending out surveys asking players what will bring them back to Modern Warfare. Holy shit! The Modern Warfare population must have dropped immensely, which means that Activision is in a heap load of trouble in terms of the amount of revenue that they would make for their shareholders. Now, a lot of people in the Call of Duty community would consider it as a win. So, with that being said, let's stick around for the gameplay commentary. Jack of all trades, now over 1,250 subscribers. Wow, guys, holy crap. If there's anything that I learned about this article and this news of people getting sent surveys from Activision asking them what it would take for them to come back from Modern Warfare, it says a lot. And at the same time, it says that Activision does not pay attention to YouTube or just doesn't watch YouTube. It's like, what the fuck? And, you know, my goodness, even the devs must not be paying that much. Well, actually, no, the devs are paying attention. They're just not doing shit, which is why a lot of people have said that the devs should be fired, especially after blocking people on Twitter that are giving them constructive criticism, regardless of how it may be. It's still constructive criticism, and they're not wrong. And at the same time, there's Reddit posts being deleted and shit. I mean, seriously. And again, it just goes to show how much Activision just doesn't give a shit. They just care about the money and numbers, and that's all that matters to them. Because if they really cared otherwise, they would be watching YouTube, they would be paying attention to this shit, but they don't. Let's just be real here. So, but this is a really big win for the Call of Duty community. I mean, and we're going to go over the survey in just a second, but seriously, this is a really big win because this could affect the pockets of the people at Activision, quite frankly, because they're legally obligated to appease the shareholders. So if there are less and less people playing their game, and if there's people leaving and the population count is really low, guess what? That's going to affect the percentage of the amount of people that would buy their microtransactions in whatever flavor they decide to present them in, and therefore the amount of money would be less, substantially less than the previous year. And they basically want to make either the same amount or more, or do whatever it is that they possibly can do to make more. And usually, you know, the game would have to be pretty damn bad, and the population count would have to be pretty damn low for them to actually lift a finger to send out a survey like this. Now, it's not totally in depth, this survey, from what I've seen, which we'll go into in a minute, but it is enough to basically signal the fact that, well, they do subtly at least know what's going on or what the problems are. So without further ado, let me switch over to Charlie Intel over here and to check out this this article, because it is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. So give me a second here going into Charlie Intel. I accidentally deleted the post. So I actually had the page on, but then I deleted it. So, okay, here it is. Activision sending surveys asking players what will bring them back to Modern Warfare. So it reads as, quote, "As usual for Activision, the company has sent out surveys randomly to Call of Duty community members asking for their feedback on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Mobile, and more about the franchise. One particular question in the new survey has caught some people's eyes is about what would convince players to start playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare again for those who may have stopped after the game's launch." I mean, for me personally, I stopped after the first day or two. So anyway, let's get into this. So what, if anything, could convince you to start playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 again? And here are the options. New in-game events, challenges, new multiplayer modes, new multiplayer maps. If there was a difficulty setting / option in Spec Ops operations. If my technical problems were resolved. If Spec Ops technical issues were resolved. If multiplayer challenge progression issues were resolved. If spawn logic issues in multiplayer maps were resolved. If cross-platform balance issues were resolved. If weapon balance issues were resolved. If my friends started playing again. If progression issues were resolved. If new Spec Ops experiences / missions / maps. If match balance issues were resolved. If multiplayer allowed me to vote on maps. Now, we're going to break this down step by step. So the first one, new in-game events, challenges. I mean, those are always good, but I mean, sure, it's extra content, so as long as the challenges have something rewarding at the other end of them, sure, why not? New multiplayer modes. Yeah, I mean, some people would like Cranked to be back, to name one, as well as some of the party games. A lot of people really like a lot of the party games, so let's see. New multiplayer maps. Well, that's not really going to solve it, especially since they keep on fucking with the maps, which there was nothing wrong with them in the first place, and they make them even more campy and add things and add doors, add save spots for piece of shit players to hide. Yeah. Let's see. If there was a difficulty setting option for Spec Ops Operations. Now, Spec Ops, I have heard that it is harder than hell, and it is definitely unfair in terms of how it works and how you're getting shot from impossible angles and through shit, and there's no way to get cover and all that other shit. So yeah, I mean, I think that would be good. I mean, I think there was a difficulty setting back in Modern Warfare 3, if I'm not mistaken. They can go back to the 1, 2, 3 star thing. I don't see why not. If my technical problems were resolved, yeah, there's a lot of technical problems, and they're more or less resolved as the game goes on, but yeah, some hit detection issues resolved would be nice, as well as connections and stuff like that. Let's keep going. If Spec Ops technical issues were resolved, yeah, you gotta release a game that's complete, man. You motherfuckers actually thought that you can get away with releasing a game that was incomplete? Actually, technically speaking, they did get away with it, because they obviously made money. It sold well from everything that I've heard, but it just so happens that not a lot of people are playing because the game sucks. Let's see. If spawn logic issues in multiplayer maps were resolved, yeah, absolutely. Random spawns lead to random chaos, and no. One of the things that a good player is able to do is, to a certain degree, regarding their skill, they are able to a certain degree, control the chaos. So let's move on. If cross-platform balance issues were resolved, I mean, sure. I don't know what those balance issues are. Again, I haven't played since the second day. I've only been watching from the outside in, but I'm sure a lot of those problems are still a problem, so to speak. But I mean, we have cross-platform play, so I mean, I guess that's good. So let's see, next one. If weapon balance issues were resolved, sure. I mean, they said that they were gonna, you know, they weren't gonna. I guess they kind of. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but the fact that they were trying to balance, they said that if they were trying to balance the game, like if you're, let me rephrase. If you try to balance the game by nerfing guns, you're taking the fun factor out. That's one of the things that they mentioned before launch. But apparently they're still nerfing weapons here and there, or maybe they've gone back and they rebuffed them secretly. So there's that. Let's see. If my friends started playing again, yeah. If the game sucks, dude. I mean, I know some people force themselves to play this game, but my God, most people are not gonna do that. If progression issues were resolved, sure. I mean, a lot of people basically are really like sad about the fact that the prestige system is gone, so there's not much of a grind factor beyond whatever level the cap is now. Let's see, new Spec Ops experiences, missions, maps. Again, that is additional content. We won't say no to that. If match balance issues were resolved, are they talking about skill-based matchmaking or the team balancing? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've been saying this forever, guys. You guys need to watch YouTube. Every single thing that we've ever mentioned that the game has a problem with has been mentioned on YouTube. You guys gotta grow some thick skin, some hair on your balls, and fucking watch YouTube channels that are pissed off at you for making these kind of mistakes into the game, and not to mention the fact that you're releasing a game that's fucking incomplete, and not only that, that has like so many issues that it seems like it hasn't even been tested. Seriously. Let's see, if multiplayer allowed me to vote on maps. Yeah, I mean, how long have we been voting for maps now? I mean, seriously, how long have we been voting for maps? Since Black Ops 1? If not before then? So why take something that isn't broken out of there? Like, or altering it, you know? Like, for instance, the minimap. Seriously. I mean, for people that don't want minimap or don't like the minimap, I mean, there's hardcore. There's hardcore. Some people don't like the time to kill. Some people prefer people to die in one bullet. As compared to, like, let's say 3 to 6, you know what I mean? So it's like, what? I mean, there's something in Call of Duty for everybody from the get-go, especially hardcore modes and the whole hardcore community. There's ground war and all this and that. I could probably see ground war being the only part of the game that is quote-unquote fun, but at the same time, a lot of people feel like they're playing Battlefield when they're doing that. So, and the people that are having fun with ground war, or if that's all they're playing is ground war, they have specific requests that are not being met, specifically regarding the vehicles. So, above anything else, that's all I keep on saying about ground war complaints for the most part, is the vehicles. And at first they nerfed them, and then they secretly buffed them. So it's like, you know, players aren't stupid, man. Players aren't stupid. They could tell shit. When something is wrong, players could tell shit is going on. When something's been buffed versus, I mean, a lot of the Call of Duty community is very experienced at this point. So quite frankly, you know, they're not getting away with stuff like they used to. And at this point, it's gotten to the point to where they're doing a survey. So I, for one, see this as a step in the right direction because it's actually something that they actually lifted a finger to get out there. And the thing is, they better not be selecting specific community members for this, because again, you got to reach out to as many people as possible. So those surveys better be sent out to every single person that has bought Modern Warfare. Seriously, whether they still play the game or not. So this is a win-win for us. So anyway, guys, so that's all I got for this video. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Do you think it as a positive, as a negative? Are you still playing Modern Warfare? And if so, what mode are you playing, or are you able to grind it through? And for those of you that have stopped, when did you stop and why did you stop? Let it all be known down in the comment section. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.